In the previous part, we have discussed about how the variables are interlinked in the closed loop control system. Now in this section, I will explain you how the disturbance will going to affect the process variable, and when the disturbance affects the process variable, how the closed loop control system will going to react. Ultimately, the controller whatever we used in control system should eliminate the effect of disturbance as early as possible and bring the process variable to the required or desired set point as quickly as possible. The significance of the controller will come into the picture if the process is disturbed by any external disturbances or else internal disturbances. Suppose, let's assume that there is some problem, and because of some problem, some extra water is induced in the tank. Extra water is induced in the tank. Means the extra water, whatever is coming into the tank, that is actually called as disturbance. Now let's see what will going to happen. When the extra water is poured into the tank, then the water level suddenly rises here, correct? Yes. So definitely the water level will going to rise. So let me say the water level is reached to 1.5 meter. Now when the water level is reached to 1.5 meter, then what happens? The earlier steady state got disturbed. Now let us say 9, 10 we have very good values, right? So maybe after 1 hour, that is 10 am, almost 1 hour later, 10 am, almost at 10 am, this disturbance is added into the system. If this disturbance is added into the tank, then what will happen? Measured variable will going to change. Now the water level is 1.5 meter, but still the set point is 1 meter. So the process variable at this point of time, that is 10 am, that is equal to 1.5 meter. Now if it is an ideal control system, what should happen? If it is an ideal control system, the water level should not react to the disturbance, first of all. Even if it is reacted to the disturbance, our controller should do something to bring back this water level again back to 1 meter. Clear? Now let us see what will going to happen here. If it is 1 meter, then it will be 1.5 meter. Now we are going to have 1 minus 1.5 meter. So this is, let us say, that is minus 0.5 meter. Okay, error is minus 0.5 meter. Effectively, it is a 50% of error, right? So now if you look at the current point of view, as the water level is 1.5 meter now, so measured variable is going to be 1.5 meter, and that will be converted into measured current as 16 milliampere. Right? Now when it is of 16 milliampere, what does it mean? The value of the water level is more than the set point. What should happen? Now ideally the water level should be decreased. How the water level can be decreased now? If you increase this flow rate, then the water level will go to decrease. How is it possible? Now if you look at the error value will be here is equals to how much? Here 12 minus 16, that will be equal to minus 4 milliampere. So this is the inverse system. That means when we are having the negative error, we are going to get the positive output here. So already we have some offset. Now some extra current will be added here. Clear? So this delta I, in this particular case, this will be called as extra current. This is called extra current. Now when we add extra current, then the overall current, that is IC, will be more than 12 milliampere. Am I right? Because I told you this is the inverse action here. That means when the error is negative here, the controller will generate the positive delta I. Then this value plus 12 milliampere, as it is going to be positive now, the overall value will be more than 12 milliampere. That means this pressure will be more than 9 psi. That means some extra pressure will be added here. Correct? So when the extra pressure is added here, then automatically the valve opening will be more than 50%. That means the valve opens now more than 50%. Right? That means the output flow rate will going to increase. How much it is going to increase? That depends again on many mathematical relation. But common sense says that the output flow rate will going to increase. When the output flow rate increases, then what will happen? Naturally the water level will going to decrease. Right? So slowly the water level will decrease. But let us look at what happens that side. Now what is the controller output here? On the monitor you can see this. Now the controller current can be given as how much? 12 milliampere plus some extra current. So I will going to write 12 milliampere plus here. Clear? So that means more than 12 milliampere. If it is 4 extra current, if it is 4 milliampere, 12 plus 4 it will be of 16 milliampere. That will be indicated here. Clear? So now it is more than 9 psi. 9 plus means more than 9 or greater than 9 psi. Now let us think like this. This is the status exactly at 10 am. Now the disturbance is already affected and the error is there and the controller is doing something. When the controller is doing something, as the flow rate is increased, so the water level will slowly reduces, right? Let us think like this. The easiest way is, we all know that it will going to decrease, right? So let's wait for up to 10-25 seconds. So maybe 25 seconds if you wait, 15 seconds if you wait, the water level will going to come back to the normal height, that is 1 meter. Clear? So if the water level comes back to 1 meter, then we can say the level transmitter will measure this as 1 meter and again it will going to generate 12 milliampere current. If it generates 12 milliampere current, now the error will going to be equal to 0 milliampere. If the error is 0 milliampere, then extra current will be eliminated now. Extra current will be eliminated, and when the extra current is eliminated, the offset value is still 12 milliampere. Clear? So because I already told you, when the error is 0 here, the amount of current generated will be equal to 12 milliampere. Then this extra pressure also will be removed, right? When the extra pressure is removed, then the total pressure will be 9 psi. If the total pressure is 9 psi, then the valve opening will be equal to 50%. And if it is at 50%, then the output flow rate will be equal to 50 meter cube per second. What does it mean? It means at 10 o'clock 25 seconds, the process variable is 1 meter and the error is 0, and again current is 12 milliampere and the pneumatic signal is going to be 9 psi. Clear? Suppose after some time, again if the disturbance comes, this will generate some error here and the controller will generate extra current and then extra pressure will be given here, flow rate will be increased. So the water level will again come back to the normal position. That means the actual steady state what we require. Actual steady state what we require is 1 meter. Clear? So always it should come back to 1 meter even if it is getting disturbed by any other cases. Suppose by chance if the water level is reduced, that means from 1 meter because of some problem, if it is reduced, then what will going to happen? Here the current will be less than 12 milliamperes, and if the current is less than 12 milliampere, then here you are going to get positive error, and if the positive error comes as it is taking inverse action, then reverse action, then we are going to get a negative value of delta I. That means overall value will be less than 12 milliampere and overall pressure will be less than 9 psi and the flow rate will be less than 50 meter cube per second. So the water level will going to increase. So the final conclusion of this total story is, if the water level is more than 1 meter, current generated by the controller will be more than 12 milliampere. More than 9 psi pressure will going to get at the output of I2P converter. Flow rate will be increased such that the water level will come back to 1 meter. By chance, if the level of the water will decreases, then automatically error will going to be positive here and the current will be reduced. When the current is reduced here, the pressure will going to decrease, and if the pressure is less than 9 psi, flow rate will going to decrease so that the water level will going to increase. Clear? This is what will going to happen in closed loop control system. All these variables apart from set point, because we are fixing the set point, but in general even the set point also varies with respect to time, but we are considering this set point as a constant input, that is a DC input or step input. If you apply a step input here, let me write down step set point means constant DC, so it won't change with respect to time. Once it is entered as 1 meter, it will be always 1 meter, right? This variable and this variable and this variable and this variable, all these variables are actually changing because of the time if the disturbance is affected, right? So now the interesting theory here is, we are not supposed to write this as HM, Rather, it is a good practice if you write this as Hm of t when the disturbance is affected, or even if the disturbance is not there. It's always good practice to write this as Hm of t. Now, when the measured variable is varying with respect to time, naturally the transmitter current also varies with respect to time. Now the good thing is, anyway it is not changing with respect to time, so we can write as Is itself, or even if you write Is of t, then there is no problem actually. Clear? As we are going to write Is of t, but we will say that it is a constant value. So no issue. Now this error will also vary with respect to time now, E of t. Now when the error is varying with respect to time, the extra current whatever we are going to get here also varies with respect to time. Right? So when the extra current is varying with respect to time, the controller current also varies with respect to time. When the controller current is varying with respect to time, the extra pressure is also going to vary with respect to time. Naturally, the pressure will going to vary with respect to time. So that means the output flow rate will also change with respect to time. Clear? So this is a good practice to write all these things with respect to time. I mean, the beautiful thing here is the range of the current that is generated by the controller will be 4 milliampere to 20 milliampere. Have you understood this? If the controller generates the maximum current by chance, then automatically the valve will going to open fully. Right? Suppose if the controller generates a very low current, then valve will be open. So what does it mean? The valve opens fully or closes fully, that purely depends on the electrical signal. Clear? So that means electrical signal is converted into mechanical output. So this I2P converter and this final control element together will be called as actuation system. So here the question comes for most of students about this line, that is how this current of the controller will going to change. Correct? So now for understanding purpose, let me write down this as IC of t, that means current generated by controller at any particular time. It majorly depends on the extra current whatever it is generated, delta I of t, plus this 12 milliampere. Let me write down this as I0, that is nothing but offset. Clear? Extra current plus offset. This is the equation for the controller current. Okay? Now if you carefully observe, this delta I of t, it is going to be a function of error signal. Function of error signal. So this function, maybe it is a proportional, maybe it is a integral, maybe it is a derivative. Suppose if this function is just a proportional, mathematical proportional, then this particular controller will be called as proportional controller. Suppose if extra current is directly proportional to integration of the error, then this controller will be called as integral controller. Suppose if it is proportional to derivative of the error, then this particular controller will be called as, this level controller will be called as derivative controller. Let me summarize this once again. The controller current at any particular time is a sum of offset plus extra current. The extra current generated here is going to depend on error. That means extra current is a function of error. If this function is a simple proportionality, then this controller will be called as proportional controller. If it is an integral one, if this function is integration, then this controller will be called as integral controller. And if this function is a derivative, then this controller will be called as derivative controller. Now we will going to discuss deeply about all these controllers in upcoming section, but I request everyone, please have this relation in your hand, because the next section will continue from here, that is IC of t is equal to delta I of t plus I0.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and if you want to find more of this kind of questions, connect to my channel. Namaste.